Hello all, Project Wargaming here with an update on the Berlin board. So I've been working on printing off a 3D model of Moltke Bridge, which this bridge is right over here. It kind of played a big role in the capturing of the Reichstag and things like that. So the main Russian thrust came through here, and it was the main bridge that they came over and captured, kind of that main part of the Reichstag and all of that stuff. So just been looking at different possibilities for how to use it. You can kind of see here, that's the Reichstag and then back in the background, and then of course you have the big river, and then that is the bridge itself. This is some pictures of it, tons of T-34s and maybe SUs being destroyed right around it, and this is kind of what it looks like today. So a reddish brick stone kind of bridge. So pretty cool looking. So anyways, I purchased some 3D models through Wow Buildings, which I'll try to put the link on through there. And I've tried a couple different scales. So the Wow Buildings are 28 millimeter. And obviously that's not my scale. So I've been playing around with what kind of scale I would want to go with. So this is 20%. Not bad. It's okay. It's not exactly, I think it's actually the right scale. I think this is really the 20% is pretty close to the right scale for that. It just didn't really strike me as standing out kind of as much as I want a centerpiece to that. Plus it just gives you a little bit more room to, you know, put an actual tank out there if you wanted. So I blew it up to 25%. Well, I guess still shrunk it down only to 25%. So this I think allows a little bit more of the details of the bridge to stand out. The other thing is the bridge is it's almost twice this size. So it's a huge bridge. Even in 20%, it was huge. And so cutting it down to this size, I think does the job. So it gets the main pieces that kind of make it look like the bridge, and then these pieces here, and then there's also a piece over around this area that has stairs going up because there's a roadway that comes through here, and then the river sits here. So the river at this point would be almost about 3 inches wide, which is not too bad. I want the river to be there, but not a huge feature. So I still might play around with scale just a little bit, just to see. But that's kind of my thoughts at the moment. It's been kind of a hard print to mess with. So this is kind of like my first go, and it was just a disaster. So I had much better luck with later prints, but even these prints you can tell have struggled to really be right there. So these weren't too bad, but the roadway for whatever reason just really didn't do it. I actually was able to print these without supports, so that was good. Just basically setting just like that on the plate. And remember, I'm using a resin printer, so it's a little different. Now the other thing that I've been working on is how I'm going to actually do the board. So on my DDO board, it was super heavy because it had an MDF board as the base. I thought that I could just do a baseboard with the pink insulation foam over here, pretty high density stuff. So really pretty good. So I have an inch thick piece, and then I think I'm gonna use a 1.5 inch thick piece for the base, and then I'm gonna use just this little insulation piece here, which is I think about a quarter of an inch thick, to use for that. So this kind of gets you the idea of where everything's gonna be. So I could probably actually go up another 1/4 inch so that the top of this surface will be the actual the road there. So yeah, it looks like maybe a 1/4 inch that I can go up another 1/4 inch or so there, and then I'll have to build like little supports. But what that'll allow me to do is it'll allow me to get the material, the resin down here to be a little bit deeper, so it'll give it a good depth of field. When you actually look into the river, it'll not just seem like one flat surface. So that's kind of my plans at the moment. I think it'll work out. The other thing is this is a 20% scale on this stair steps up, and I might actually end up using those along with the bigger scale on the bridge. I think that'll work, and it'll look good. So anyways, just thought I'd give you an update on where I'm at in the project and kind of how I'm thinking through it. So I will probably pick up the material for this stuff and hopefully get the boards at least cut out, so that I can start working on cutting the rivers and the water sections into it, and then start laying all the material down for just building up the terrain. So that's it. We'll talk to you later.